Hello everyone, here I am again. Yesterday I did the video, but I did a mistake because I lost the internet and I can't share, and I put in the trash the video. But let me introduce myself. This is the first video, and the idea for this new channel, Spirit and Matter, is guide you who, if you seek for God, if you have an interest in the spiritual things, this can help you to go for the right side and in the right way. This is the main idea to propose. This is a new channel about the spirit and about matter. Only before to continue with my introduction, let me talk a little bit who I am. I studied esoteric things around 10 years, lasting or more thing. At this moment, and I have entered the Freemason. I did the Reiki initiation, and these last 10 years I studied deeply the esoteric things, esoteric themes. When you will travel between matter and spirit. Of course, my interest for these themes initiated much before, when I was young, and if I remember well, maybe you believe or not, this started when I have 5 or 6 years old. To be honest, a little bit before, because at this period I have several dreams, and these dreams turn to the reality. It's like I saw the future, but of course at this period I so much younger and I don't have a capacity to understand, and the unique instrument that I had at this moment is the church. And here start the point. It is important. I will share in my biography, and only to share for you this tree is very nice. In the Portuguese we call the Espinheira Santa, and this tree help a lot who have problems in, for example, stones. And this is a good, you can make a tea and can help you. Okay, come back here. Today I will explore this amazing view and with you, and talk about spirituality and talk about matter, because all these things matter, have an interest, and it is important. It's impossible to talk about spirituality and don't talk about matter. It's totally impossible to do something like that. And why? Because this is the life. Life is matter and the spirit, and then it's really important to understand the both things. Let me check here if I go here or if I go there. I'm not sure. Yesterday maybe I did some different way. Yes, maybe I go there or no. Hey, we'll go here and after I saw. And the main idea here, maybe you don't have interest in God things or this kind of themes, because your life run well, and you never feel the necessity to seeking for God. But if you receive a call, as I say, and this is a little bit strange, because as you believe when you receive a call for God, you have a special how to say, a special path in your life that you should work in with this matter. But in my experience, this is not totally true. This call is like something disturb you sometimes, because sometimes in the past I try to get out from spirituality, and the truth is, for several times the spirituality come to me. Then it's a little bit difficult to understand what exactly I should to do. And here start the point, because as I say before, this start when I was younger, 5-6 year old, when I remember my dreams, and the dreams happen. And I have several situations like that when I saw the things in my dream. Yes, maybe I did the long way, but no problem. It's good too. And here you can see all this view. Yes, let me change a little bit the camera, and you can see me. Yes. Then, as I say before, first of all, I need to say one thing. My mother language is not English, and of course I will commit some mistakes here about the verbs, about the time of the verbs, and probably some prepositions should use too when we speak. But honest with you, the most important, this is another all these things that I talk now. After we can go more deep and all these things. But the most important in the communication is you should to guarantee the another person listening you or read you understand you clear. Because if the another person not understand you, you make mistake in the things that you talk, and of course this you create another problems. I stay here each time more high, and today have a lot of clouds, and it's good because it's a little bit more fresh and it's nice. Then come back to my long introduction on this theme. As I said before, I start to have these dreams I not understood. I start to have feelings about the other persons around me. I feeling the persons that I love, for example my mother, and when I was young I not understood this, and honest with you, when you feel the feelings from the next person, it's a little bit disturbing, because it's not your feelings and it's the feelings from the next person. And until you understood this, of course will cause some disturb for you. I will do some shortcut now, because the way isn't this way. Yesterday when I did the first video I come here and I use the same path from here. This is the main idea. Okay, here I am again, and this is the main principle for this channel, to share with you how, if you have an interest in God, if you have an interest to understand the spiritual world, how you should to guide yourself. Because here, one thing I can be very clear in my channel is I not sell any course here, and I not try to make you engage with me to live from this. This is not my main objective, of course, but I can say to you, if you appreciate my work, if you want to contribute, yes, of course I accept donations. This is not the problem. After, I will put my channel for YouTube, but it's in Portuguese, and I should to start now to do some translation for English. Create a new channel. One time I create this channel, maybe I will publish in the YouTube these videos and create the videos, but English for everyone. Of course, I will try to do too some work for German speakers, Deutsche speaker, expression, and je vous parle français when my German and my Deutsch and my Deutsch is good, and French when I can speak French a little bit better. I only give idea for you now. Okay, we can continue for the main idea here. Then, as I say, when you look for the spirituality, you found in the internet today, and here in Instagram, and YouTube, and Facebook, several people try to convince you that he had successful in your life, and he tried to sell to you some course. He tried to convince you that you should to do something with him, because he have a successful in the life, he achieve your main goals, and try to sell this idea for you. But the truth on all these things is, let me change again the camera. Hi, I changed the camera to here is the view. There I have a lot of clouds, but you have Offenburg there, and a little bit more far you have Strasbourg. And this is part from Black Forest. For who studied forest in Germany, and this forest have a 116 kilometers. It's very extensive forest, and at this moment we stay in the middle, something like this, and here have some locals or tourists to come here and drink some wine, because yes, here's the place for the wines. It's not only here, and Würzburg too have a good wine, and this. I only want to share this view and continue with this theme. Then, as I said before, you will find on the internet several people talk about the spirituality, try to sell some course for you, and try to grab your money. This is the truth. Don't have another truth here, because what you can see with more extensivity in the internet is people to say to you how you should to guide your life. how you should to do, what you need to do, and sell, and courses, and another courses, and another course, and you buy, but inside you are empty. And why you are empty? And here start your travel, when you seeking for God, and you do the course, you listen, and you continue to empty, and you not understand why. It's because these people don't have a spirituality. These people only use this time to earn money. And why I say this? I say this because I face this too. I don't know how the right name to say for this kind of books in the that you have is like self-help. In Portuguese is autoajuda, self-help or discover yourself, I don't know. But the truth here is all these books will guide you for your ego. Your ego is yourself, and you will beget, or you will still in this trap because you don't have a discipline. And problem because you don't have a good guide for you. And the self will guide you deeper and deeply for a hold. And this is the point. I can say to you, you have 2 steps to achieve your spirituality. One is matter, and the second one is spirituality. The matter, you should to guide by the matter. The spirituality, you should to guide by the spirit. If you can achieve these 2 steps, the second step, you will be guided by the spirit. And believe me, this is not a joke. This is the point. Another thing, for you understand your ego, yourself, look for this view now. What you see the city there, the village there, and look like a mass village. Have a lot of things, and yes, a lot of house, and several thousand people there, probably living there. I don't know the number exactly. But now, look around. What you see? You see the forest. The people there is not bigger than the forest. The people there is not bigger than nature. And you are not bigger than nature. This the first thing that you should understand. And now another question, let me change again. To put you think about this. When you look for these trees, forgot a little bit the grapes, the field and the grapes, but look for these trees. Do you think all this is a conception of the ignorance, or all this is a conception for the acaso? Oh, I don't know the word in the English, acaso. I not remember exactly now, but don't have a precedent. This I try to say is the precedent is yourself. If you believe this, you don't stop to really appreciate the environment around you. If you don't have this time, it's impossible you reach the second step. This I try to say to you now. Then let me come back to the point about all these people sell course, all these people talk about the spiritual guide you to your ego, and your ego you put you in the hole. Because if you pay attention in all this course, because you never had discipline. But be careful, when you talk about discipline, some people will think about the army, and this is another dangerous society or Another dangerous, let me find the right word for this. Now this run from my head, but this is dangerous, and I will explain after, and you will understand. It is a society inside the society, and this will try to keep you with your mouth closed and follow your rules. And if you pay attention, the military doctrine, this I want to say, this is a really dangerous doctrine. The military doctrine speak not so much about justice. And why? Because if you speak about justice in the military doctrine, you broke the military doctrine, and you will understand after. But come back from our theme. The point is, when you start to guide yourself into another doctrine of the self, with these books, with self help you, you start to enter in the hole, as I said before, because the self only care about you, and the life is not care only about you. The life is all, is matter and the spirit. If you only care about you, maybe you have a successful to achieve some challenges in your life, put some discipline in your life, but in the end, it's only yourself. In the end, you will have so much sure in your life. But what I pay attention in my path is all these people that I have so much confidence, because I follow some rules, buy some books, bought some books in this case, and put in the correct term, or bought some course. These people start to have a sure that we are correct, and everything in this way, and here start your whole. And probably if you get yourself in this stage, you'll not start your hole now, you stay very deep in your hole, because you stop to seeking, and you start to have so much sure about the life, and you think you are correct about several things. You can advise the people, you can say the people don't do or don't achieve your things because of this or that. You found a lot of explanation, but the truth is, you can't keep your mindset, you can't keep your spirit connect, because you lose your patent, and because you lose yourself. And the goal here is, you should to keep in your life almost time possible to connect with God or connect with your spirit. All these things we will talk more deeply after. And when you can do this, you really work your spirit. Who want to do the Santiago de Compostela path, here you can see this is the way that you should to go. Of course, we go to the opposite way, and nice to see this now, because this is an introduction, very long introduction, as I say, and I hope more and more people come here to listen and get what you think is good for you, what is not good. Don't follow me as straight. Think think about what I say to you, think about what I share here. The first book actually guided me for this kind of perception. It's Paulo Coelho, the Santiago Path. He's a Brazilian author and writer, and yes, this is the first book that put me in the way like I should to go deep in my spirituality. But the another book that I read before, actually it's from my mother, is the want is the power, your wish is the power. It's a self-help too book, and I earlier understood this book's only the idea from these people is only earn money and not guide you properly to a real instruction. And he will sell another book, and you will buy another book. It's like Paulo Coelho. You buy. How many years you read books from Paulo Coelho? What stage you stay now? What you can do, what you understood. How you can explain your life, the good and the bad things in your life. How you explain the life. You can't. Because this doctrine from the ego, as I said before, only guide you for the road, for a whole, and not explain nothing for you, not help you. But as I said before, the main goal here is guide you in the first step, the second step, if you can reach there. Of course, the first and the second step have several levels. I don't know how many levels. If you ask to me how many levels have for the first step to reach the second step, maybe one for you, maybe 10, maybe 20, maybe 1, 10, 20, your whole life to get the spiritual path. Maybe you never get. You should have a conscience this. You really should have a conscience this. But one thing I can guarantee for you, when you put your first foot in the second step, the spiritual world will guide you. And why I say this is a little bit controversial, because everyone think when you have your balance, your spiritual life, you are a successful person, and you don't have any problems more in your life. Everything is, you understood everything. You don't feel sad. You don't feel bad things. This is not true. This is really not true. The first thing that you should to understand when you enter in this path is your troubles start here. Because your ego will fight with you. Now when you talk again about the ego, one thing is very important for you and for the next generation to understand and to try to get in the trail faster than is possible. It's philosophy. Because today, as you know, you have a Socrates, the great philosopher for us, who study the spiritual world, who try to understand these things, and I still think a little bit. Sorry, I will come back in a few minutes because I want to read this book. It's in Portuguese. It's the Kybalion. It's a Kabbalistic book, and here I forgot to show to you in the start. The second principle. I read this book before, but I lent it for someone, I don't know who, and the person don't bring the book back, and I lose the book. Simple like this. And a few days ago I spoke about this, and I remember, where is my book? And I get the conclusion that I don't have the book anymore. Then I bought again, and I will read again, and put me a little bit sad, but not sad like, oh, I'm sad. No, I lose my comments at this moment, and I like to see my comments that I do when I read a book. because I mark some phrase or some words I think is important to remember to the point. And it's nice when you see something, and you see this in my channel, another channel that I put in my biography. Have a things that I started to study 10 years ago. I spoke about this, I expressed my feelings about this, and then I understood very well. And but at this moment I not understood that I have this knowledge. I only searched for something, and now it's very clear. I noticed before. And about this book is the principle of mentalism, the principle of correspondence, the principle of vibration, polarity, rhythm, and cause and effect, and the principle of the general. What means here? Some male and female, something like this. And here I have some in the masonry. You have Freemasons. Have some discussion about what this means. This general here is a man, male, and a woman, or is a simple another thing that you should to appreciate in your life, and you should start to appreciate is something like this. I see this butterfly here, and you should to stop sometimes to see the life and appreciate, because this is the spiritual word talk with you, to say look for me, not only crash me in your way and don't care, because how is possible to talk about she fly, how is possible we talk about the spiritual world and don't pay attention to the creation? It's not possible. You can't only walk in the world, talk about these things and don't pay attention. If you don't pay attention, you'll not get to your evolution. And this is the point. And as I said before, then this is the main idea. I don't know how long time I stay here now to talk with you. Maybe I will close this introduction. This is only to say to you, if you really search for God, if you really want to understand the spiritual world, I can help you to not lose yourself, because it's easy to lose yourself, to not enter in the hole, and know the time when you should to stop sometimes, because this is another point. It's important to know sometimes when you should to stop, because sometimes you should to stop. You don't should to proceed. You should to stop to seek. And basically it's this. This is the main idea, to help all of you want to understand about spirituality, understand about God, and the butterfly stay here yet, and I disturb the butterfly. Schmetterling, in German, something like this. But the most beautiful thing that you can get from life is exactly this. To understand, as I said before, if you buy books, if you bought books or bought course, in the end you can't keep your connection with yourself. This is not good. You expend time and you expend money. Another thing here is important to say before to close. Time is very important. You should to keep in your mind every second that you lose in your mind, every second that you lose in your life, you never get this back. Not until now. You don't have the way to get this back. And why I say this? Because today we have so much distraction. So many things can make you lose your time. Many things, but we will discuss this in another videos too. This have a principle why this is this way, and have so many things to distract you today, to keep you far from God, to keep you far from you. But now think, as I say to you, and I will show to you again, the village against the nature. Do you think the life is exactly this? Grow up, go to school, have a job, work, make family, buy a house, buy a car. In the end, you have only one place that you will finish. Is there. It's this place. And now you think the life, it's only this? It's only live, use the doctrines that you not understood? And that another point here is important is about faith. You can say, oh, I have a faith. Oh, I know several persons have faith. My mother is a person with faith. Something like that. But what faith is? If you say, I have a faith, and you say, oh, I have this religion or another, it doesn't matter what religion you have. If you don't have any experience in your life with God, your faith is fake faith. Is a sophist faith. This is the reason I started to talk about Plato and about Socrates before. Because Socrates starts some studies for you who start to understand what I will say here. Socrates was disciple from the Pythagoras school. And Socrates turned for another way. The matter is not so important for him. The most important is what can before the whole matter. And this is the spiritual world. For what I say before and I forgot, and after the Schmetterling, I stopped to appreciate Schmetterling, and now I come back. It's important to study philosophy. If you really want to go deep in your feelings and understand the spiritual world, you should to start to study the philosophy. And but don't lose yourself again, because here you will find a lot of philosophers. We'll try to explain what Socrates say, and he will try to explain in your way, and he not get the way, and he only put your ego there. And for you see, you have a Socrates, you have a Plato, is a disciple for Socrates, and after you have Aristotle. If you read Socrates, the books of the Plato talk about Socrates. If you read Plato conduct you to think, to make questions, and get your time to appreciate, get your time to inspection your thoughts. Aristotle don't do that. Aristotle use the ego, and they start to put out. And it is a little bit sad, because this conduct or give more power for the Sufism. And for you understand a little bit more about matter, as I say, everything starts in the matter. For us here, the world that we live now is a Sufist world. What this means is the word for the liars. And why? Because it's the word for the ego. And this start in your studies. Stay everywhere. It's only ego. It's only me and me and me and me, not the society, not the justice. The most important thing that you should to achieve in your life is justice. If you not achieve the justice, you'll never stay with God. Because God is everything, everything that you can concept. You can concept in this mind, and this energy is God. Then when the Catholic Church try, or Islam, or Judaism, we will talk about all these things. Protestants try to split the bad or the evil from God. This is liar. This is not true. He tried to give an image from God that is not true, and He'll guide you again for the wrong way. And the truth is this. Look, how many people is sad at this moment with the life, not understood life, have several problems, and want to understand life, and nobody help. How another many people have a good life, enjoy the life in the several ways to enjoy. Yes, stay walk here. This is freedom. You can walk here. Nobody asks to you where you go, why you stay here, where you from. And this is freedom. And I don't have a nobody to say to me, no, you can't go or you can't do that. But here's another trap to freedom. Free will is not what you think. God is not what you think. And the life is not only this that people try to put for you and say you should to accept. Is much more than this. Yes, I think I will do another videos. Of course, I start here. If you open this video and if you stay until now, I think it's a little bit difficult. Someone show the whole video because the people look for the cereal box, buy things, put in the Tassen in German, and some bowl, put milk, eat and be satisfied. But life is not this. It's not this. It's not this. If you stay here until now, congratulations for you. Probably you really will get in touch in the spiritual world and study all things around you. In the minimal. And start your path, and after your path maybe be alone. And after you converge again for the community. And I think when the people seeking for God and with true in the heart, after all these people will converge in the same direction. And this is this. Thank you again. If you really saw this with me, with end, I promise to you, I will try to help you. I will do my best. For don't put you in the traps. As I say, don't sell any course for you to promise your evolution. Of course, if you like the job that I do, of course I accept donations. It would be very stupid if I say no, I don't need, because this is not true. I don't have financial conditions very well to stay the whole day, only read the books, try to understand life, and have my money come from another side, and I work for 2-3 hours and have a successful and say, oh, I have a great life, and I do this by hobby. No, this is not true. Yes, I do this because I want to share. I think I receive now, it's time to share. And of course, if someone wants that I stay here more time, read different books, bring more things, share my time, as I say, time is very precious. Any contributions will be good because it will help to do these two activities. But anyway, if you don't have any contribution, this is not a problem for me too. I will continue to do this, and with the time that I have, with the time that I can share. And sometimes we can't share what we really want or expand the quantity that we really want, but it's possible to share. Thank you very much, and I hope we start to have some people to make comments, to share, and get some evolution together. Thank you very much.